While some of us were learning about our ABCs, others were solving complex algebra problems and composing their first symphonies. From child painters to math whizzes, these kids will definitely blow your mind. Wait until you hear about a 2-year-old with an IQ as high as Albert Einstein's. Don't forget to subscribe to The Things and give this video a big thumbs up. Now let's check out the 10 kids that are true geniuses. CARSON and CANNAN Kemp. We're putting these two together because they're brothers. Having one child genius is amazing, but what happens when you have two? CARSON and CANNAN were just 11 and 14 years old when they graduated high school and college. CARSON graduated from the Texas Christian University and got a degree in physics with minors in Chinese and math. He wants to get a PhD, but his brother CANNAN wants to be an astronaut. CANNAN graduated high school and started attending TCU in 2017 to study astrophysics and engineering. It's amazing to believe these kids are actually just 11 and 14. Imagine going to college at the age of 12 and already knowing exactly what you want to do with your life. Not only that, but you're already working hard for it. These two kids are true child geniuses. CARSON started attending TCU at the age of 10 and became the youngest graduate ever. These kids are unbelievably talented, and it all started with their mom, who converted one of their spare rooms at home into a classroom. Little did she know that these kids will grow out of their ABCs pretty soon and go through the entire curriculum in just an hour. ABDULRAHMAN HUSSAIN. In January 2018, ABDULRAHMAN was crowned as the smartest child in the world. The 13-year-old ABDULRAHMAN comes from Egypt, but he competed at the Intelligent Mental Arithmetic International Competition and won first place. This child is a total genius. At just 13 years old, ABDULRAHMAN was able to solve 230 complex arithmetic problems in just 8 minutes. And here we are, thinking about how we weren't able to finish our math homework back in the day. And we probably still can't. This competition hosted kids from over 70 countries. The kids were put to the test in a series of tasks to see which of them will take the crown of the smartest kid in the world. And out of all the kids, ABDULRAHMAN won. He says that his achievement is a result of the support and guidance he received from his teachers and family, which just proves that talent and intelligence needs to be nurtured. His teacher explained that ABDULRAHMAN has been training his mental capabilities for 5 years before the competition. Yep, that's how serious he was about this. So how does one become the smartest kid in the world? The Intelligent Education Group encourages people to help develop their kids' mental faculty at an early age. Adam the Pilot. If you follow the viral internet trends, you've probably heard of this kid before. The 5-year-old Adam Mohammed Amer impressed everyone by his extensive knowledge on how to fly a plane. You probably saw the adorably impressive video of Adam joining the pilots in the cockpit and basically running the show when it comes to telling them about the functionalities of every button. The kid could seriously fly a plane if he got a chance. The viral video shows Adam explaining the complex machinery and controls without even stuttering. As the video went on, Adam became even more specific, and his knowledge impressed millions of viewers. When he was asked what he wants to be when he grows up, he of course said that he'll be a captain. And with that extensive knowledge, we're pretty sure that will be possible. Etihad Airways actually invited Adam to attend the company training academy for a day of flight tests. Seriously, this kid knows his stuff, and his future seems pretty much secured. So if you have a question about what to do in case of airplane emergencies, we're pretty sure Adam will have all the answers. A true genius. LYDIA, SEBASTIAN. Genius kids can be found everywhere, and their age has no boundaries. The 12-year-old LYDIA SEBASTIAN shocked everyone when she took a Mensa IQ test at a London college and achieved maximum score. Some kids have totally different aspirations than most. It took LYDIA a whole year of begging her parents to let her do the exam, and she was eventually able to do it during her school holidays. The maximum result you can achieve on a Mensa IQ test is 162, and LYDIA humbly said that she just gave it her best shot. How inspiring is that? The Mensa IQ test consists of 2 sections. The first one consists of 150 questions, assessed through passages of complex tests. The second section is much more advanced and complex, as it includes 50 diagrammatic questions. This allows people whose English isn't their first language to take the test and achieve the same score as some of their native English counterparts. LYDIA is now in the top 1% of people with the maximum score. Mensa invites everyone that scores a top 2% on the test to join the society. It also looks like LYDIA is just naturally talented, as she's been playing the violin since the age of 4, and she started talking when she was just 6 months old. Autumn DeForest. You don't need to be a math whiz to be considered a child genius or a prodigy, and Autumn DeForest is the ultimate proof of that statement. Of course, anyone with an iconic name like this will probably have a pretty awesome future, right? At 14 years, Autumn became a creative genius. Her talent was first discovered when she was just 5 years old, after she asked her dad if she could help paint wood in the garage. He gave her a piece of plywood, and by the time he turned around, Autumn already completed an image that resembled the work of the famous painter Mark Rothko. Since then, Autumn has been painting plenty of cool photos, which are now hanging all around the house. This creative genius also used her talent to grow a successful business. Her photos have grossed at about $7 million in sales. Autumn's exceptional artwork is also frequently featured in various galleries and art shows. Seriously, we can't even draw a decent stick figure, and this kid is out there painting some of the coolest pieces we have ever seen. Vivian Chi. If you're struggling getting through university, you'll be really jealous at a 13-year-old Vivian. Vivian has been crowned as a genius at the age of 7, when she already knew how to add, subtract, and multiply negative numbers and decimals. She also learned to read and write Mandarin at the age of 2. She quickly advanced through her education, as she didn't feel challenged enough in class. And if that's not impressive enough, Vivian wrapped up her year at Prince Edward Island University in 2018. She seems to be pretty much soaring through her biology degree, and she's expected to finish it before she can get a driver's license. She finished her first semester with grades all above 91%, which is just unbelievable. Imagine sitting in a class with a 13-year-old who's probably smarter than you. But even though this 13-year-old is in class with people aged up to 22 years, she said she's still able to make friends. She said she's able to connect with them because they don't really part much. Seriously, we're officially jealous now. ALMA DEUTSCHER. But let's go back to some of the more creative child geniuses. ALMA was born in 2005, and at the age of 10, she was first crowned a child prodigy of the music world. ALMA is known as an amazing performer, but she's also an incredible composer. It's hard to believe that she was already composing music at the age of 10, while some of her peers just started learning an instrument. ALMA's talent was first discovered on YouTube when her video was shared by Stephen Fry, who called her a new Mozart. Although it's essential that successful musicians develop their musical talent at a young age, musical talent prodigies still attract an audience that just can't believe what they're hearing. Of course, Alma acknowledges that she's very different compared to Mozart, and while her parents question whether the comparison to Mozart will set high expectations for this prodigy to write a masterpiece by a certain age, we're still very much sure that Alma's future will be incredibly bright and full of music. But she's not only talented when it comes to music. This kid has a natural stage presence that can easily enchant the crowds. Seriously, we can't wait to see what the future holds for this one. Joey Alexander, a Grammy-nominated piano prodigy? You bet. We're telling you these kids are something else. Joey is a jazz pianist who was just 13 years old when he played for President Obama at the White House. He's already making music with albums also featuring his own original compositions. His creative genius earned him a title of being one of the youngest Grammy nominees. That's right, he was actually nominated for a Grammy at just 13. You usually hear that from young actors, but not from someone who plays jazz. Time also named him as one of the top next generation leaders and praised Joey for his incredible talent. Talk about having an accomplished life at the age of 13. When he was just 9 years old, he won the inaugural Master Jam Jazz Festival, and at the age of 10, his YouTube videos were discovered by 9-time Grammy winner Wynton Marsalis, who invited him to come play with him. Joey truly has an amazing gift, and it seems like he's in awe of his own musical abilities. But despite being a musical genius, this kid still is very much down to earth and doesn't really care about having more than 100,000 fans on Facebook. All he cares about is making music. Dylan Ta. Seriously, kids that are math geniuses are on a whole new level. While we struggled getting through our school's math curriculum, the 12-year-old Dylan was totally bored by it. In the true Matilda style, Dylan frequently visited local libraries to find more of a challenging material on anything algebra related. The Singaporean Ministry of Education noticed his impressive algebra knowledge, and he was soon paired up with a secondary school teacher who introduced him to the advanced math curriculum regular 12-year-olds couldn't handle at that age. Since then, he had mentors from universities that helped him study abstract linear algebra. His knowledge was so impressive. His mentors stated that Dylan would easily get a place at any of the top-tier American universities. So if someone tells you that math isn't fun and no one really enjoys it, make sure to mention this child genius. Dylan makes sure he continues to get intellectually challenged by participating in robotics, other mathematics, and even table tennis competitions in Singapore. Since then, he's been part of several international science and mathematics competitions and helped win his high school a pretty awesome first-place trophy in International Mathematical Olympiad. We wonder if he could compete against our next kid, Aliston Roberts. At the age of 2, most kids enter the terrible 2 stage, which means a lot of tantrums for them and a lot of lost nerves for their caretakers. But Aliston Roberts was crowned as the world's smartest kid. The news broke out back in 2009, and you can see this adorable little girl's face just about everywhere. She was just 5 months old when she spoke her first words. She was 8 when she started walking, and at 10 months, she was already running around. She learned how to read her own name before her first birthday, and soon she was able to count to 10 in English as well as Spanish. Her parents were wondering if it's all just a coincidence, so they took Elise to a specialist education psychologist, where Elise completed a 45-minute test. We couldn't even focus when we were 2 years old, yet alone finish a test. But for Elise, it paid off because she became the youngest member to join the Mensa IQ Society. That's right, at just the age of 2, her IQ was measured at 156 points. In case you're wondering, Albert Einstein's IQ was measured at 160. Since then, she is known as the smartest kid around. And that's all for our video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.